Today I've got with me David Llewellyn. He's one of our framework managers and he looks after one of the frameworks which we call civils and infrastructure. So first, David, just what is civils and infrastructure?
So civils and infrastructure, it's mainly around projects like highways, rail, water infrastructure. So mainly, like I say, it's not associated with a build, so to speak, but the infrastructure we need for everyday life, I guess, in the UK.
So it forms part. I mean, we have a number of frameworks at Pagabo. Yeah. So it's one of the sort of frameworks which is part of a kit bag in the construction sort of area. Then, is that right?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, I think, and you know, you could see infrastructure in some ways as enabling works to other bigger projects. So, you know, you might be looking at a highways project associated with a new development. So it works quite well in parallel with our other frameworks as well. It complements them quite nicely.
I like that enabling piece. That demonstrates the sort of continuity and I suppose the solution approach that we have at Pagabo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit, how is the framework structured then?
Yeah, so, well, unlike our other frameworks, which are normally structured via value bands and geographically, civils is structured in the same way, but we've also added in a third dimension, which is a work type. So we've got the different geographical lots across the country, which are split down by 4 value bands. So that's 0 to 500k, 500k to 5 million, 5 million to 15 million, and 30 million plus. Those value bands are then split down further by geography, but also by this work type. What I mean by that is it's 9 different specialisms, basically. So I mentioned a few of them earlier. So we have a work type for highways, we have a work type for rail, for water related water infrastructure, so harbours, canals, reservoirs and so on. We then have a lot for water supply, so that would be your more typical water infrastructure like pump houses, pipelines, things like that. We then also have a couple of work types for energy, both non-renewable and renewable, and also nuclear energy as well. And then finally we have a work type for telecommunications. So all those 3 dimensions added together have resulted in a framework with lots and lots of different combinations of sublots and contractors, so it's quite a big framework in all.
Wow, but I suppose, unlike say a standard construction framework, it gives those sorts of classifications which are much more sort of focused for the client, so they can really get to that specific area that they want. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly, and you know, it is more of a specialist framework. So some of our other frameworks are, you know, they're a generic build framework and you can get lots of general principal contractors. You know, the big tier ones will do all sorts of different types of buildings. But I guess creating this framework is a recognition of the need for a more specialist framework. Yeah. You know, you'll have some contractors that are very good and, you know, principally operate in the highways, but not necessarily in rail and vice versa. So there's lots of different specialisms and hence why we brought in that work type.
Okay, so that's brought in a new set of suppliers for us, a new set of contractors who are very, as you say, you know, are focused on these particular work types.